Welcome to another segment of Letters to Louie with Abbey Algiers. Welcome, Abby.
Thank you.
We're going to be talking about the Christmas spirit, if you will, with your father and what he experienced for Christmas in his childhood. And we're getting near the holidays, so this will be exciting to hear what he has to say. And you have told me that you have all his letters and that you're looking to publish a book by next May,
Correct.
or at least have it ready to go to print. And do you know how many letters there are?
At least 100.
Wow.
Maybe more.
Okay.
And then, so all of these, possibly 200. And then I also have his letters that he wrote to his mom during the war. So
Okay.
that will be the second book.
Exciting.
Lots of letters, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm glad we're carrying on his legacy.
Yeah.
And let's hear about his childhood
Okay.
here in Hartford.
All right.
Christmas, is there a difference? Soon, during the next 3 weeks, an annual event will occur. That event is the organization and completion of the Christmas Committee's annual program of gifting. For the past 23 years, my wife and I have been associated with the Christmas Committee's annual program. We initially were invited to lend our name and participate to ride in the parade and help to promote the event. Having just retired from the local clinic and being unemployed for the first time in my life, I gladly accepted the invitation, and that invitation has lasted for 23 years. Each year, we have assisted in the collection and distribution of gifted clothing, games, and other presents to many families of the Hartford area. Each year, we have been rewarded with a feeling of gratitude. Gratitude for another good year, gratitude for the health to participate in the project, and gratitude to realize that we have gained more than given. We have made many friends of people whom we never would have met. We've been privileged to ease the anxiety of many, at least for a moment, and we've been humbled to realize how fortunate we have been. But each year, I recall Christmases of the past, Christmases of my youth, when we were the recipients of the kindnesses and thoughts of others. I would like to recall some of the Christmases of the past. The earliest Christmas I truly recall was when living on Forest Street in a rental unit. The landlord who lived in the flat above was a pleasant middle-aged single woman. She was employed at the local cannery, Libby McNeil and Libby, worked in the beet sorting department, and had hands with multiple small finger cuts from the sorting and trimming of the red beets. She would arrive home nightly in the early evening, about 5 o'clock as dark was falling. She had walked nearly a mile after spending 10 hours on the trimming line. Her fingers were wrapped with bandages, bloody and matted, the left hand much more than the right. She held the trimming knife in the right hand and nicked the fingers of her left hand easily and frequently. She was tired, but very pleasant. My brother and I would go upstairs to visit before supper. She had a small kitchen, a wooden table, 3 wooden chairs, a sink, a cupboard, and an oil stove. The stove had 2 burners with glass doors. The room was lighted by 2 75-watt bulbs, and many shadows clouded the corners. After being offered cookies and milk, she would sing German songs, sometimes German Christmas songs. We would sit under the kitchen table, hum along as she sang the German Christmas carols. She had no children. She was an unwed maiden. We were missing our mother, who was a patient in the county tubercular hospital. Therefore, Mary made the season very special for us. Whenever I hear Silent Night in German, I am again sitting under the kitchen table and hearing Mary's clear voice. I can almost taste the cookies. That Christmas, at the age of 9, was saved by the kindness of Mary, the landlord upstairs. Christmases are often saved by friends and acquaintances, by neighbors and relatives, by events and memories. I recall a Christmas Eve at the old St. Killian's Church. St. Killian's was an old church, a Gothic structure of the 1880s called a Prairie Gothic. It was quite large by the standards of the day, seating about 500 at midnight mass. 25 rows of 20 in each row, some standing in the back and in the side aisles. Usually it was packed for the midnight service. Usually it was cold for the first hour, but was warmed by the closely seated congregation. The sanctuary was surrounded by Christmas trees, and the side altar covered by the manger scene. Candles were everywhere, incense filled the air, and the boy sopranos sang Silent Night. The singers were of varied talents. Many possessed little, if any, talent, but one singer stood above all the others. My classmate, a lad by the name of Ray Lenz, had the greatest voice, pure of substance, of any singers. The rest of us tagged along without much harmony, but with a great deal of effort and some envy. Before the Mass, the servers dressed in a room above the sacristy. There, in a space 12 by 20 feet, 25 boys from the 6th grade through sophomore years assembled, talked and laughed. All told what they had received under the tree. Some of us were quite quiet, as for many reasons we received little. The depression and reduced wages prompted a profound decrease in Christmas gifting. Comparison of gifting resulted in many of us being silent. 2 of the boys were the envy of many of us. Their father worked for the Postal Service and had a regular, relatively high-paying job. They received multiple gifts, but were kind and said little. We others were aware of their kindness. But everyone enjoyed the night, and the good fortune of some was accepted and really envied. However, life went on. We served Mass, sang at the crib, and then went home, walking in the snow to our homes, where for the day we were happy and blessed. We had chicken, roasted, cranberries, dressing, and mashed potatoes. We ate, were happy, but missed our mother, who is in the sanatorium. She missed 2 Christmases. We too missed them, but we missed her more. As life went on, Christmas maintained its intrigue and became more special. Our personal family, Dorothy's and mine, enjoyed the benefit of 4 grandparents for many years, and the presence of those parents in town created an atmosphere of peace and blessing for us and our growing family. Weight gain and happiness were predictable. Other events were also predictable. Accidents, deliveries, and hospital calls never ceased over the holidays, and many meals were interrupted or missed over the years. Somehow I noted the care rendered was with more empathy and caring when the intercom of the hospital played Christmas carols. Everyone seemed more caring, even if we were missing Christmas dinner and present opening. I recall a few tragedies of the Christmas season. The greatest was a stillborn infant boy to a very young couple, a couple without family and without resources. They were heartbroken. When their plight was made known to the nursing staff, gifts were found, monies were given, food was provided, and some dignity and hope was restored to the young husband and wife. They never forgot, and we all profited. And so at this time, it is and has been a privilege to participate in the Hartford Christmas Committee for all these years. It is gratifying to see so many concerned, generous people in the city and township. But then, isn't it to be expected? After all, it is Hartford.
What an amazing memory your father had. The attention to detail is just amazing.
I
which
know.
made him a good physician.
Right, right, exactly.
Yeah, going into the medical field was a good thing for him. But I was sitting under the table with him and his brother.
I know. And the way that he told the story,
Yes.
instead of saying, the woman upstairs was nice, you could picture the table, the dim lighting, you could hear the Christmas music playing.
Right, amazing. And I think it's wonderful for him to carry on that Christmas tradition, and be able to form the Christmas committee, which is still being used today
Right.
and has grown.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I remember when my parents first started becoming involved with it, and they just really so enjoyed it. And to see how much it's grown and changed, you know,
Right.
it's different this year.
Now, in reading these letters, and you have some holidays coming up, that it's going to be an interesting time for you, and I don't know if you're planning on journaling during that time?
Yeah, I think I will. That's
Yeah.
that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, because you'll have a lot of different feelings, I'm sure. Reading the letters is definitely a great memory, a legacy that you and your siblings will be able to have the rest of your lives, and grandchildren and so on and so forth. I mean, what a wonderful piece to carry on and really make us think about ourselves and our imprint on the world and
Right.
what footprint we're leaving.
Right. And
Yeah.
just to remember the perspective of, you know, my dad's childhood, and then just to see how important the holidays are, just to cherish memories and loved ones.
Amazing. Well, thank you, Abby.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Could I say one more thing?
Certainly.
I just wanted to say something about the Christmas committee. This year, we just received a letter from the committee that they're dedicating this year's drive to my dad.
Wow.
So that's pretty special. And I know he'd never forgive me if I didn't put a plug in this, in our interview, to give to the committee if you can, and to help others. 'Cause I think
Absolutely.
there's so many people during this time that really could use it.
We'll get that out there, and we'll make sure that people know that they can donate to the Hartford Christmas Committee, and they would have to contact, I know that they are having the eligibility at the Hartford Recreation Department, and that's
Okay.
where they could find out how to donate.
Okay, correct.
Yeah.
And I think there's a place at Forte Bank.
Forte Bank, all right,
Yes.
here in Hartford, which used to be First National, just for our viewers that,
Okay,
okay.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
And to our viewers, as always, thank you for watching, and think about donating to the Hartford Christmas Committee.